This video is for AISL 5-a-day questions. So day number 9. So we shall do questions. What is it telling? A metal structure on a flat surface is in the form of a right pyramid with rectangular base ABCD. Vertex is given. The point A has a coordinate and point C has its coordinate. Then the center of the base G is a midpoint of AC. It is a midpoint of AC. Find the coordinates. So midpoint concept. What is the formula for the midpoint? Midpoint is x1 plus x2 upon 2, comma, y1 plus y2 upon 2, comma, z1 plus z2 upon 2. That is the formula for the midpoint. So this is x1, y1, z1. This is x2, y2 and z2. So what is it going to be? Nothing but what? Negative 2 plus 1 upon 2 and 0 plus 3 upon 2 and 0 plus 0 upon 2. So which is going to be nothing but how much? Negative 0.5 and 1.5 and 0. Write down the vertical height of HG. Vertical height of HG. So this is going to be the distance formula. So for part B. So distance formula is going to be square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square, which is going to be h and g. So I'm going to take the constants of h and g. H is 0 minus 0 0.5, 1.5 and 5, and g is, so h is minus 0 0.5, 1.5 and 5, and G is same minus 0 0.5, 1.5 and 0. So you can see that instead of doing all this, the gap, this is the gap. If you can still do that, minus 0 0.5 plus 0 0.5 whole square plus 1.5 minus 1.5 whole square plus 5 minus 0 whole square. So answer is going to be 5 centimeters. Next, find the distance between C and H. C is this one 130 and H. So part C is 130 and H is minus 0 0.5, 1.5 and 5. So now the distance formula is going to be square root of 1 plus 0 0.5 whole square plus 3 minus 1.5 whole square plus 0 minus 5 whole square. So when I do that by calculator, it should be 5.43139, which is 5.43 centimeters. Now coming to the second question. The monthly averages in energy consumption in kWh of 150 households is given. Find the mean. So for the mean, so first of all, I am going to find the mid values. Mid values is nothing but what? 500 plus 700 by 2, which is going to be 600. So for this one, it's going to be 700 plus 900 divided by 2, which is going to be 800. And this is going to be for the same way 1000, and this one is 1200, and this is 1400 and 1600. So once I get, find the mean. Mean is going to be 600 times 38 plus 800 times 45 plus 1000 times 25 plus 1200 times 18, 1400 times 16, 1200 times 18 plus 1400 times 16, then plus 1600 times 18, 1600 times 8. So divided by 150. It's going to be 9.37 kWh. That's going to be the answer. Find the standard deviation. So for standard deviation, The formula is again standard deviation is square root of sigma fx square upon n minus mean square. Or you can use directly the GDC to get the value of standard deviation. If you don't know how to use GDC, this is sigma fx square. So this entire thing has to be taken fx square. Sigma fx square. F is a frequency and x square. So it is 600 square, 800 square, 1000 square, 1000 square, this one square is fx square divided by n. What is the value of n? N is going to be 150 minus mean square. Mean square is going to be nothing but what? 9.37. 9.37 whole square. But remember that here you should be taking full calculator display. Then only you should be getting the correct answer 299 kWh. That's going to be the standard deviation. The standard deviation of the monthly average in another nearby residential area Eureka was 95 kW. Interpret the meaning of the value of standard deviation in comparison to that of Helvetia. So here it is 95 only, and whereas over here it is 299. So what am I going to write it out? I am going to write it out as monthly energy consumption in Eureka is less spread cut than that of Helvetia. Question number 3. The water level is given by this much. Find the value of H of 0.5. So H of 0.5. Just plug in 0.5 in there. 20 divided by 2 times of 0.5 plus 5. What is it going to be? It's going to be 3.33 meters. Next, part B. Find the value of H inverse of 2.5. So H inverse of 2.5 equals to maybe x. So H of x equals to 2.5. So what am I going to do? I am going to write H of x. What is H of x? H of x is going to be 2t 20 divided by 2t plus 5. 20 divided by 2x plus 5 equals to 2.5. Use the GDC to solve this one. You should be getting the value of what is this? T as or x as 1.5 hours. Don't forget to write the units. Then interpret this value in context. So what is the meaning? It takes 1.5 hours to for the water level to reach 22.5 meters. Next, what is it telling? Find the range of H inverse of x. So range of H inverse of x, H inverse of t. What should be the range? Range of this one is going to be range of H inverse is the domain of H. So which is nothing but t greater than 0. So part 2 answer is going to be t greater than or equals to 0. So remember H of t and H inverse of t. And this is domain and this is range. So the range becomes the domain and domain becomes the range. So the domain was t greater than or equal to 0. So it becomes the range. Question number 4. Consider the graph. This one part of the graph is shown in the figure. Write down the local maximum. So use GDC to find the maximum. It is at -2. It is at -2. Local minimum, find that one. It is at 0.666666 7, which is nothing but what? 2 upon 3. Write down the interval where the function is increasing. So we can that it is increasing. The function is decreasing, not increasing, decreasing. So it is decreasing from here to here. So it is decreasing from -2 to 2 upon 3. A tangent is to the curve at 1 minus 3 is parallel to this line. Write down the gradient of the tangent. So gradient of this line is nothing but what? Gradient of line is equals to 3. So because it is parallel, so gradient of the tangent also is going to be 3. Now it is passing through minus 1 comma minus 3. So y minus y1 equals to m times x minus y minus y1 equals to nothing but what? M times x minus x1. So what am I going to do? Then y minus of minus 3 equals to 3 times x minus 1. So y equals to 3x minus 3 minus 3. So what do I get it out? Y equals to 3x minus 6. That is part C. And coming to the last question, question number 5. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector for AB. A is 1 comma 5, B is 7 comma 8. A 1 comma 5, B 7 comma 8. So first of all I am going to find it out the midpoint. Midpoint is 1 plus 7 upon 2, 5 plus 8 upon 2. So which is going to be how much? 4 comma 6.5. Then I'll find gradient of AB. Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is 1 upon 2. So perpendicular gradient will be equals to minus 2. Then the equation is y minus 6.5 equals to negative 2 times x minus 4. So y equals to negative 2x plus 14.5. Next, part B. The company is planning to improve the coverage of the cellular network in the area, adding 2 new towers. It identifies potential locations as D and D. The company reviews the coverage areas and draws the Werner diagram. Identify the Werner diagram from the options shown in the following diagrams. So, D and E. It want to draw at D and D. So, ABC is there. Identify the correct Werner diagram for the options shown in the following diagrams. D is 8, 2 and E is 14, 10. Now, coverage areas and draw the part. So what is that? What am I going to do that? Now, over here, this option is wrong because it is an open region over here. So therefore, it is not possible over there. So because I can say that B and D's perpendicular bisector should be like this. Every time it should be a perpendicular bisector between B and D. So I can clearly see that it is not going to be the option. Perpendicular bisector for B and D is not the option. And over here, option 4 also, this is not the perpendicular bisector for PD. We can see that this distance is not equals to this distance. So option 4 is also wrong. Now coming to option 1 and 3. We are left over only with option 1 and 3. So clearly seen that we have to draw the perpendicular bisector for B to E and B to D. And the perpendicular bisectors for A to C and B to C and A to B are already drawn. 3 perpendicular bisectors are already drawn, but we can see that again this is also a wrong answer. So my answer is only the option 3 is going to be the correct perpendicular bisector between B and D. This is the correct perpendicular bisector, and between B and D also this is only the correct perpendicular bisector. That's going to be the question for then I have identified over there. So that completes this video. See you in the next video. Bye.